Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Mathemagic by Varuna. Now in today's video, we will understand what is a point and what is a plane. So first of all, a point is the exact location of a zero-dimensional object in the space. Now what does a zero-dimensional object mean? It basically means that that object has no length, width or thickness. Hence, it's just a small dot. A dot over here is a point, and this dot is basically represented by capital letters. Now, these are points in the space. Next, after this, let's move on to what is a plane. Now, what we see here, this figure on the screen, this is a flat surface. This is a flat surface. And if this flat surface extends indefinitely in all the direction, if it extends indefinitely in all the direction and endlessly, then this particular flat surface becomes a plane. With this, let us see some examples of plane. Now, when we see circle, a rectangle, a triangle, a parallelogram, or any 2D shape, now these are all flat surfaces, hence they become portions of a plane. We call them as portions of a plane. Now, let us see some of real life examples of a plane. So when we see a mobile phone, it has a flat surface, flat screen, hence it is an example of portion of a plane. The screen of laptop or a door, they are all flat surfaces, hence they are examples of a plane. When we move on to a football, here this is a 3D figure, three-dimensional figure. It is not a flat surface, hence it is not an example of a plane. Next, a birthday cap or a tin, a can. They do not have flat surfaces, hence they are not an example of a plane. Next, the question comes that how do we represent a plane or how do we name a plane? Now, we should always know that a plane has infinite points on them. Infinite points on them. So, if we suppose name these points, 3 points over here as A, B, and C. Now, this plane over here can be represented as A, B, C only if we can name it as ABC only if these points do not lie on the same line. Since over here they do not lie on the same line, hence we call it as an ABC plane. What happens if we have another point, say D, like this? Now when we join these points, they form a line, hence it cannot be represented as ABD. Now, the question comes that can we represent it as ADC? Can we call this as ADC plane? Yes. Why? Because the points A, D, and C do not lie on the same line. They do not lie on the same line. Hence, we can call this plane as same line. Hence, we can call this plane as ADC. Now, we can also represent this plane by a small letter and a single letter. Like if we write M over here, so this plane can also be written as M.